So you may have heard that our economy's in a tailspin and we're all going to be out on the street selling apples again soon. Okay, no, it's not that bad, but if it were, and this were the developing world, you might actually get some health benefits out of it. A new study in the Canadian Medical Association journal says that in the early 90s, when the USSR collapsed and Cuba's economy took a nosedive, Cubans had an overall drop in obesity and the conditions associated with it, like diabetes and coronary artery disease. Not too surprising, since fuel and food shortages meant that everybody was biking and walking everywhere and subsisting on 1,800 calories a day. The downside, of course, is that those same conditions caused an increase in malnutrition-related ills like infant mortality and nervous system disorders. So I guess what they're saying is that eating less and exercising more is good for your health. But even more so if you don't wait until you're jobless and pulling a rickshaw for your lunch money.
Okay, so say IBM publishes a proof of concept for a new technology that can store up to 100 times more information than current hard drives. It stores data in something called the spin property of electrons, has a cool sounding name, and you're speculating on how this might revolutionize computing. You know, like maybe everyone could carry their entire genetic code on their health insurance card. Or maybe we could try to do something really big, like map every neuron in the human brain. I mean, you know, think about it, what could we really do with this? Really, is that all we can come up with? All right. I know we all use shorthand to make research seem relevant, but come on. This is IBM research. You know, the people who discovered fractals and built the computer that beat Kasparov at chess. It's probably safe to assume that they had bigger things in mind than selling overpriced gadgets to people like this guy. Anyway, you can judge the details for yourself by visiting the links at the end of our show. Consider it our atonement.
So as we all know, Neanderthals looked and acted a lot like us Homo sapiens, with a few key differences. An anthropologist from Florida Atlantic University thinks speech was one of those differences, so he used fossils of Neanderthal skulls to make a model of their vocal tracts, and recorded a computer simulation of Neanderthal speech. And here it is. What, you were expecting witty repartee? Sure, it may sound exactly like you'd expect a Neanderthal to sound, but it's actually different from human speech in a subtle but key way. Here's us, Homo sapiens, making the same noise. And here's the Neanderthal again. Back and forth. It's called a quantal vowel. We can do it and they couldn't, which means, these researchers claim, that Neanderthals couldn't form sophisticated speech compared to us. Of course, we'll never know for sure because they didn't make the evolutionary cut like we did. Wait, so how do you say extinct in Neanderthal? Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, with this brain study from the Max Planck Institute, I'm going to cut right to the chase. Here's what they showed. Say you make a decision to do something, like just there, I clicked my left mouse button instead of my right. But my brain, though, actually started preparing my finger to do that 7 seconds prior to me consciously deciding that I was going to do that. Okay, do you know how long 7 seconds actually is? Okay, so right there, that's me thinking I decided to left click. But way back here, that's when the part of my brain called the frontopolar cortex, without me knowing it yet, actually started getting ready to click the button. Researchers from the Max Planck Institute found that by observing the signals in that brain region, they could accurately predict which of two buttons a person was going to press a few seconds later. This kind of thing has been shown before, but in the realm of milliseconds. Nothing like 7 seconds. It's serious lag time. The researchers aren't necessarily saying this is going to kill off any kind of idea of free will, but it's a bit freaky. I mean, like, who's in charge here? Me or my frontopolar cortex? I wonder what my brain is setting me up to do 7 seconds from now. I'm going to turn the camera off.